Welcome to the Global Influence Podcast. Today, we're going to be exploring what it takes to create a massive movement online and take your global influence to heights you've always dreamed of. I trust you're going to get a lot out of today. Enjoy this episode. How do we create a massive movement online? This is something, if you're getting into uh, creating a following online, whether you're a influencer, a coach, an entrepreneur, anybody that's wanting to start an endeavor online, something that we've got to do is create a bit of an audience, a bit of a following. And so how do we actually do that? Today, we're going to be unpacking in this podcast what that looks like and diving deep in the the core frameworks of what it takes to create a movement. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, the most important question that we've always got to start with is why? Why do we need a movement as global influencers? Ultimately, if you're a global influence, another way you could say that is you're a global leader. And a leader needs people to take on the journey, to take somewhere, to follow them on the mission that they're on. And so whatever endeavor that you're doing, maybe it's even, let's say it's as simple as an e-commerce store. Your people are the ones that love the products that you sell. That maybe you've got a specific niche where it's like not many people are really interested in this and more people need to be. For example, just health foods. I think not enough of the world is invested in their health. They'd rather go to McDonald's rather than go to the organic store. And so your people who are passionate about health, passionate about taking care of themselves, these are going to be a movement, a group of people that if we set ourselves up right, we can be the leader of them and we can take them more towards that mission of wanting to be well, wanting the world to be more well. And so, why it's important is first of all, there's people that care about things, and we can become the leaders of that. And through becoming the leader in that, we are influencing this space. And if it's in line with what I like to call ecology, which is it means it's good for us, it's good for others, it's good for the world, and it's good for the greatest good. If we're making a movement towards that and making a great influence there, that's ultimately a good thing. So if we're leading in that, hell yeah, we are recognized of adding value here and serving here. And so why is it important? How that impacts our sales, how that impacts our opportunities, how that impacts our business is huge. So many people trust the experts. So we've got to become the experts. We've got to become the leaders. It's important. And so when we have a movement of people, our products, our idea sells itself. One of the biggest things in Cialdini's Laws of Influence, if you haven't checked that book out, definitely go check it. Robert Cialdini talks about the laws of social proof. And so when we have a movement, when we've got a group of people that follow us, love us, and talk about us, the people that they interact with, the ripple effect that that causes means more and more people are going to get interested in our stuff. Go check out globalinfluenceagency.com. What these guys have got are awesome. They helped me create a business online, and now I get to live the life I love. Oh, did you hear my friend? They love globalinfluenceagency.com. It helped them grow and expand. I've checked them out now, and I'm jumping on board. Maybe you should too. Word of mouth travels so far. And when we've got a movement of people, and it doesn't necessarily need to be that much. It could be 10, could be 20, could be 50, 100, thousands. But just start small. Having a group of people that love your stuff, love you, is very, very powerful. Very, very good for business. And ultimately can become a global influence, which is what this channel is all about. And so In our last podcast, I was talking about some notes from Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. I'm going to be unpacking the specific part there. So, this is all from Russell Brunson on what it takes to create a successful movement as an expert online. And so, a big thing that we need to create, which is a big topic, is us versus them. And so, if I go to the health niche, which I brought up earlier, where there's people that would rather go to McDonald's than go to an organic store, that is already creating an us versus them, which is creating like sides. And it's tapping into that human instinct of tribalism and the psychology of othering people. And so it's also tapping into identity. I identify as somebody who goes to the organic store. I'm not somebody who wants to go to McDonald's, or I don't even go to McDonald's because I know I'm contributing to my health by making that choice. And so when we can create that in our movement, it's like a fundamental must. It must be in our movement. A movement of people who are against the mediocre, who are against doing things that aren't good for us. When we have something that people are in a bit of a versus match with, that is going to pull people so much more. This taps into that identity frame of things. I think it was the CIA came out and talked about like the four things of why people do anything. It's reward or religion. No, so it's reward, ideology, which is religion. C, I could be wrong here, but it could be consequences. Well, I'm actually going to Google that. It's called rice. RICE. I'm going to get it up. I want to make sure I'm on a podcast. I can be free. I can express myself. Rice, model of influence. So, is this? No, no, that's not it. No, the CIA. I need a Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast right now, but it's all good. Let's see. Let's see if it's got it here. So Rice, it's about why we do anything. Here we go. The Rice model of influence. This model explains why people say yes and how influence actually works at human level. It combines logical drivers and emotional drivers. No, I don't think it's no, this is so wrong. It's the C dot I dot A model. Right. I am committed right now to this model. AI is not working. Rice. CIA. Here we go. Thank God. So the CIA's RICE acronym is a psychological framework for understanding human motivation, standing for reward, ideology, coercion, and ego. There we go. And so reward is motivated by tangible or intangible benefits like money, bonuses, recognition, or opportunities. Ideology, driven by deeply held beliefs, values, or sense of purpose and belonging. Coercion, compelled by threats, fear, guilt, or pressure. Or ego, influenced by self-perception, status, or how one wants to be seen by others. And so, particularly, this taps into the reward with health. It's like, hey, I want to be healthy. Of all the different things that I do, I want to be healthy. Ideology, if you have a deep held belief and value for health, which certainly is one of mine, I'm not perfect, but from facing cancer at a young age, there's a deep belief and value in me that I've got to take care of myself because I was affected at a young age and I have a body that can be at risk. So it's really important to me. Coercion, and that could be considered a threat of my past. Like, hey, I could die, I could get cancer again. I don't want that to happen. And so that coercion's put on me by myself, but others can be threatened to do something like that. So we definitely don't really want to be doing that in our us versus them movement. And then ego, it's how we're seen. It's the perception of self and the status that we get from others. So if we're the type of people that sit in the camp of like, hey, yeah, I'm in the health camp and look at me, I get to hang out with all these healthy people and it feels really great. There can be a bit of ego in that, which is really, really cool. And so let's continue. We managed to get that. That contributes to the us versus them, the reward we get. And so when we're thinking of how we create our movements, we've really got to consider like what's the scale of us versus them we're putting people on. Like for example, with the global influence, it's about are you wanting to be somebody who, hey, just has a job, just is known in your local area, which could go to ego status there? Or do you want to be somebody who is impacting the world, being able to access the world and go to different places and still work? Are you wanting to make sales all around the world? So you're a global leader, you're impacting the world at that scale. And so that's the us versus them. Do you want to just live a normal day job or do you want to impact and connect with the entire world? That's our us versus them in our movement. And so we've got to establish that. So health, it could be yeah, unhealthy and healthy. For niches that go into let's say building homes. There we go. This is coming out of nowhere. Do you want to be somebody who lives in a house that you constantly feel is suffocating and not for you, or do you want to live in a home that's truly remarkable? It's as you're just in it, you feel so comfortable, so secure, feel so safe, and feel awesome. Can be part of it. So there's so many ways we can use the us versus them to support our business. So next, coaches who are really in it for themselves versus coaches who are really in it to serve and make a difference. That's a massive one. So I found coaches who are really in this space to, yeah, focus on their life. And I've noticed how that made a big difference in my journey. I've met people who just make the reason why they're doing coaching or doing business all about who they get to be. And it's not enough about the people that they get to really connect with and serve. And I've seen this time and time again. And I remember when I first got into coaching, my biggest focus was how can I make an impact? How can I add value? What will it take for me to serve humanity and bring my mission out of me? And when that was my focus, not getting all the good stuff, getting the rewards, if we go back to that, that had a massive effect on my results because I was in it for the right reasons. I was following my heart rather than following my ego and getting all the different things that I would receive from doing this endeavor. And so you've got to really clarify, are you in this business for yourself? Which is great. It's okay if you are in it for supporting yourself. There needs to be a deeper reason why, a deeper pull towards the work you do. Because people will feel that when they're with you. Are you here for me? Or are you here for you? And if there's both there, great. I think that's really healthy and really aligned. And so start asking yourself, who are your people? Who are the people you want to hang out with? Who are the people that you want to be part of your posse, part of your gang, part of your army, part of your alliance? That you want to lead towards this a great, awesome thing that really matters to you. It's why you're here, why your business functions. And so for us, it's rockstar coaches, up and coming entrepreneurs, people who really want to serve and create an awesome business online. And where we headed, where for our business, it's becoming global leaders, going out there and being global, not just restricted to one place in the world. So where are your people headed? Where do you want to take them? Where would you like to arrive? And then next, ask your question. What's your service? What's the actual way? You've got your people, you've got where you're headed. What's going to bring your people there? And that's what your service is. And so for us, it's scaling from gaining momentum in your business, in your influence, in your impact, to actually making a movement, connecting with the world, making a difference. And so next, ask yourself, why are my clients stuck? Why are my people, my people are here, they want this awesome stuff that's over here, but they can't make it. Why are they stuck over here? And from getting clearer and clearer on that, it's going to help you so much more in determining what is that service going to be that I'm going to provide for them. And so whilst they're over here, if they start walking with me, we're going to get so much closer, if not exactly land over here. That's what we've got to figure out. And so the more and more you can figure out what's going to be the obstacles on their pathway, the more and more business that your clients will want to do with you. And if you can solve all your clients' problems and get them to the place they want to be in this area, this niche, this category, this thing in life, holy moly, you're going to be the expert immediately. And so what are the big things you help people with? What is it? For us, it's for coaching, business, AI, marketing, social media, so many different things. And a really, really important thing that we need to establish in this is being an attractive character. As a global influence, as a global leader, you got to be an attractive character. And we're not just talking about, I don't know, that red dress and heels, that nice fancy suit. It's about being somebody people aspire to be like. I remember when I first got into business, a really awesome coach said to me, people, people, yes, they buy your coaching for the cool stuff that'll come from it. People that buy your service for the cool stuff that come with it, they buy your service to become more like you. And that's where our character, our identity matters so much. Because if you can demonstrate and be where somebody wants to be, they're going to trust you completely as the person to help you get to where you're going or get to where they're going. So whether it's speaking, whether it's health, whether it's coaching, business, so many different things. We have all these lists of houses, once again to the housing niche. There are all these houses that people feel so secure in, these lifestyles that people love and enjoy. And you use them as examples of teaching people that they could be like that if they come on a journey with you. They trust you to build their home. People are going to want to walk with you. So we've got to be that attractive character. And so whatever your niche is, who do you need to be to best sell that? And you don't need to be all the way there. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all together. Like I would have loved to have started this podcast when I had a real live background, but right now I don't. So we're doing a digital background. I'm in an apartment room and behind me doesn't look that good. So we're just doing the best I can. But I'm having a go. And so the people that are struggling to have a go, struggling to believe in themselves to take action, I want to be